come out as a writer. I promise you, you won't regret it. What was I trying to say? As some of you know, my first year of college, I became a published writer, which is crazy to me to say out loud. Absolutely crazy. I was published in Bella Grace Literary Magazine in 2015, not just once, not twice, but 4 times. However, this video is specifically just going to be about my very first publication because although I did post a video all about it when I first became published back 2 years ago, I posted the announcement video that I was being published, I posted the unboxing of me seeing the work in a magazine in a store for the very first time, and then I posted a montage of all of my YouTube friends and friends from my personal life going to Barnes & Noble and vlogging them buying my work and sharing with the world and me what they thought. So I will link those videos down below as well as in the corner right here as well, and check them out. But I realized that what I never did was actually read you my published writing. I think it'd be a really cool video to make. I know that now, years later, this is unavailable content. You can't just walk into Barnes & Noble and pick up my work. You can, if you want, buy it online from their website. I'll link it down below, but I don't expect anyone to purchase it. You don't have to. It'd be really cool if you did. But again, I'm not going to ask you to buy that because I understand it's kind of pricey. With all that being said, let's get into my first publication. If you're new to my channel, I'm also majoring in English and minoring in creative writing. I've been writing my entire life. I call myself a writer. I've learned that in a lot of my creative writing classes, people are so hesitant to say that they're a writer or that they think of themselves as a writer, but if you're a writer, just say it. It doesn't have to be that scary. Come out as a writer. I promise you, you won't regret it. What's really special about my first publication is that I wasn't just published once in this, I was published twice. So I got a double whammy. Do people still say that? For my first publication, just a couple pages in, we have my first essay called Letting Go. I will be reading this, and a fun fact is that I actually wrote this in my senior year journal while in high school and then submitted it, and it became my first publication. It's so raw and authentic. It's coming straight from one of my notebooks, which I find very, very cool and real. Now, what makes this publication even more of a blessing is that on the very, very last page, right before they tell you about how to submit to their magazine, they also published one of my poems. It's called The Power of Paper, and if you look very, very, very closely, you will see that it says, "Words by Makayla Samountry." That's me! Wow, I cannot believe that at just 19 years old on spring break in Minneapolis, home for my first year of college, I jotted some notes into my traveling journal that basically said the power of paper, and it became this published works. If you have a thought that is in your head, write that thing down immediately because you never know what could come out of it. Look what came out of this thought. I'm really excited to share these with you guys, so I hope that you keep watching until the end of the video because these 2 publications also hold a very special meaning to me in my life, and I think it would inspire you. But that's not until the end. With all of that being said, sit back, grab a cup of coffee or tea, maybe a snack. I haven't read this in a couple years. I sense so much pride and accomplishment just overpowers me when I hold this because this made me a published writer. Someone believed in me. I think that definitely changed everything for me. Before I begin, I'll just show it to you for proof. Words by Makayla Samountry. This is Letting Go. I was flying, liberated with air between my toes and wind whipping between the strands in my hair, which I let down and fly in the sky with me. Time stopped. "I feel so free," she screamed. "I want to unhinge my bra." The scene of the crime says it all. Shoes meant for grown feet laid scattered in the wood chips, my 2 best friends' sweaters thrown onto the ground beneath us, the swings occasionally creaking. Here we were, 3 seniors just months away from our high school graduation, and we found ourselves back in our elementary school playground, swinging high with fear, letting go of the stress and concern of the world around us, embracing the moment of transcending into the clouds, only to close our eyes and scream as we just as quickly swung back. None of us planned this trip down memory lane, perhaps reason as to why this moment was perfection. We were just enjoying the insanely nice weather on campus, chatting of frivolous fables and observations of our day, until we reached the familiar crosswalk leading down the path to our forgotten times at recess. Did we walk from there? I can't remember. I just remember arriving, seeing it all. Of course, the equipment we actually played on was replaced sometime while we were getting braces and training bras, but the trees were the same. The soccer field and the foursquare spot were just as we had left them. That was when we started running, climbing to the top of the slides and swaying on the teeter-totter. Only this time, it was different. I was afraid, tempted but hesitant, as I knew my limits of defying gravity have shifted, and I became scared of falling or getting a bad blister. My skin didn't know how to play anymore. I slowed down, held onto the sides. I couldn't let go enough to feel the innocence of a child at play. That's what was different. It was a process. Sitting on the swings, simply pumping my legs for speed. My friend, she was much better at this than I was. It was like her body already knew what to do. "I'm taking my shoes off," she announced, and her flats went flying. Lydia's moccasins also soared. I took my time until eventually I felt the need my friends must have felt and unzipped my ankle boots. "Woo!" she projected, swinging high enough to shake the bars. "This feels so liberating." Lydia had removed her denim jacket at this point and began swinging higher, as did I. And then I let my hair fall. I removed the tight clip and felt the soft curls tumble into the wind. That is when I felt liberated. Hair down, no shoes, nothing but the great sky and my small self. My legs knew what to do. And the less time I spent thinking about it, the higher I went. I remember reaching the highest point. My legs pointed to the sun, my hair in a million places at once, and as I fell back, I closed my eyes to the bright red illuminating light, and my stomach swirled to the turn of gravity. Red was the first color we all have ever seen. Red is the only thing we could see, until an intense bright light blinded our birth. This was the moment I felt reborn. For as I squeezed my eyes to the red in my mind, I'd open them as I rose up to the sky and was blinded by a bright light. Rebirth. I jumped from the swings a new person. My friends didn't say they wanted to stop swinging or ask to get down. No one said that it was time to go, but naturally our flights slowed to a tempo of sway, our feet dangling and the chains twisting above us. My hands were covered in seal copper that rested over fresh blisters. Is this how kids' hands would get dirty? Why did I immediately wish to wash it off? I don't remember that as a little girl. We walked past the tree, the cherry blossom tree, the meeting tree, the tree my best friend at the time and I spent too many afternoons under. I felt like it remembered me, knew who I was and that I had returned. The dirt beneath looked the same. How odd, for I didn't look the same at all. Swinging on the swing set with my two friends was just what I needed. In a time of my life that I referred to as Adventurous April due to the many college visits and flights out to New York as well as prom and Easter, and the two concerts that I was so fortunate enough to attend and experience, it left no time for me to process anything or think. I thought that's what I needed, time to think, but in actuality, I needed to not think. While swinging, letting go of human attachments, and allowing the earth to control my body, I was able to stop thinking or worrying or processing or fearing and simply close my eyes to see nothing and everything at once. When the moment had passed, I felt cleansed, anew, fresh, and happy in the state of just being. How nice a feeling it was to be content with being alive. So that was my first published piece of writing. I'll read you the bio at the end because I find it quite funny now. It says, Makayla Samountry, a Minneapolis native, is currently studying English at a teeny college in Ohio. She creates original content and shares her writing through visual poetry on her YouTube channel. Hey, she can be found buried deep within TUMBLR or a stack of good books. Now the second piece of writing that I want to share with you is the poem that I wrote as well called The Power of Paper. I think it is a great piece to end this video on, and I hope that you enjoy that. This one is definitely kind of more visual. I just feel like the visuals of it adds a lot. And the formatting, it totally adds to the piece. Anyway, without further ado, The Power of Paper. Words by Makayla Samountry. That's me. Fold it right, and it will fly. Crumple it, and in water it will sink. Lay it flat, and it will float, but slice too quickly across the skin, and it will cut. Add words, and it becomes a story. Add paint, and it's art. Mail it, and it's a letter. Dear Diary, to whom it may concern, we are gathered here today. Congratulations! My greatest condolences. Certifies the marriage of... I love you. Class of 2018. I forgive you. It becomes identity. Certificates, cards, confirmations, social security numbers, lab results, grade reports, letters of acceptance, rejections, and condolences. past notes and fortune tellers. Read it, and it will change you. Well, thank you for your time. Let me know if you enjoyed hearing some of my pieces of writing. I always love sharing it with you. I just don't know if it's something you enjoy watching. I definitely enjoy watching videos like this, and so I just thought I would pass it along and let you know that if you have a thought and it's powerful, don't let it go. Write it down, work with it, create something you're proud of, and then hey, submit it, because you never know what can happen. If you put yourself out into the universe is going to bring that and everything else back in return, and you are going to feel incredibly happy and proud. I cannot describe how proud it is to be able to say that I'm a published writer. It keeps me going, it keeps me writing more. Never give up on what you're working on. Keep going. Just don't give up. Keep going. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it on that note for this. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below with your thoughts, and subscribe by clicking that red button. We really are like one big family on my channel with lots of love to go around. It's never too late to join. All you have to do is hit subscribe. Also, don't forget to turn on the bell. This notifies you every time I upload a new video, and the first comment gets a shout out on my social media. So be sure to be following me on those as well. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Bye!